Hi everyone, it's Jackie again with a second single signature soft cover or fabric covered junk journal. This again is based on a tutorial that's on Nick the Booksmith's channel a year or so ago. If you want to look that up, I'm afraid you'll probably have to scroll down her videos to find it. This one I've used a sort of quite a pale fabric with a bit of silver and a bit of blue in, and you can see that I've collaged a picture on the front, sort of bohemian type lady on the front. I've made a tassel and used a little bit of ethnic jewellery which matches hers, and there's some charms, glass beads, I think there's a couple of acrylic beads on there, little flower, and various various ribbons and lace trims, some bows at the top. And that's just pinned on, so if you want to take that off, that's not a problem at all. This one has, I think, 74 pages. It's tied again with the sari silk, and I forgot to say on the last video that these will be going up into my Etsy shop at some point in the near future. This one I've trimmed with some pinking shears to neaten up the edges a bit. I quite like that look, and you'll see that in the others that are coming after this one. So if we go through this, I've used a pretty fabric for the inside cover. A little bit of trim here. It's not a tuck spot, it's just decoration. I've used lace on the first page here. It's a tuck spot with a journaling card. It's one of the flower fairies, the slow fairy. I've used quite a lot of wintry type images in this because this, I don't know, just said cold, icy winter sort of theme, but it isn't really themed. None of my journals are. I call them eclectic. I've also used some quotes in this one, which I quite like doing. So this is coffee dyed paper, vintage music paper. This is a lace pocket with some stitched ephemera there. I've used some flags as a tuck spot, but I've also put a little stopper at the bottom here, so if it doesn't stay you can pop it in, and that journaling card will pretty much stay where it is. We've used some stitching up here. This is a glassine envelope with some of those cigarette cards in there, and a bit of another bohemian lady, and that's also a tuck spot behind, I believe. Yes, it's a little while since I made these, so I might forget some things. This is a paper bag that I've turned into two pockets with a tag there, and here's a little booklet that I've made with there's beech trees in winter in that one. Bit of washi tape to decorate, and that's just slots into there. There's another quote. This is Rabindranath Tagore, an Indian writer whose poetry is really lovely. If you're interested in that sort of thing, he's worth looking up. This is a tuck spot. I haven't put anything in there at the moment. And the other side, there's a journaling cards, ledger paper, Tim Holtz ephemera. I've used a couple of snowflake charms in this. As I said, sort of got a wintry feel. This is a white rose made into a journaling card. Some die cuts here as decoration. Bit of lace trim. And this is just really to illustrate that it can be used to tuck something in there. It's a vintage playing card and a vintage library card, another lady, and some collaging there just to decorate that pocket. It's got some tracing paper. The centre of the signature has got butterflies. Not very wintry, but never mind, hey. Do we mind? I don't mind. Another quote from Tagore. This is some blue paper. You saw the other side. I've just trimmed that with a little bit of fabric and lace and a stencil here. This is another flower fairy. This is the snowdrop fairy in that pocket, and that's one of those flip ups that Yvonne does so beautifully. A couple more tuck spots on this page. It's a quote. This is just a cutout that I've decoupaged onto there, and here we've got another tuck spot on the other side of the paper bag that's actually 2 pockets, so I've put some journaling cards in there. The ledger, vintage ledger, coffee dyed paper, and I don't know if you can see on here, but it's quite a pretty doily print there. Some of these papers come out beautifully and you never quite know what you're going to get. I love doing those. Some scrapbook paper, Tim Holtz pictures of a card. There's another pocket, that's a vintage, genuine vintage postcard with a winter bouquet. And this is another of those alterations tags that I've put in there. Square doily tuck spot, that's both sides, and stitching. Back to the music paper. There's another vintage playing card, a children's set, and another tuck spot, the paper doll and a little bit of fabric collage, and lace edging here. There's also a pocket in the back with a few more of those cigarette cards. I think this one turned out really nice, and it's, as you can see, there's quite a lot of decoration on that one, and as I said, it'll be going up into our Etsy shops shortly if you're interested. But thank you for looking anyway. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.